Okay, we're in Pei Zion. It's possible Cholov. Just not a clarification, a detail that one of the issues of Hana, yesterday was with possible Cholov is dog food. I just want to say that that it's Nevela. The poskim generally paskin that Nevela. There is Nisr Basba Cholov Chal on Nevela as well. So dog food is a big shaila. Pashtus is also, but the Armatiri, person should ask his local rabbi. So the Ben Ish Chai seems to be matter in the Vela, but I didn't see it inside. I don't know. Okay, Rambam. I don't know the Rambam. Maybe the Rambam. I don't know. Whatever. But generally it's also, obviously if you can avoid it, if there's no other thing, you should ask a shaila. Anyway, hey, beitzim and inside ba'ifus. If you have eggs which are found inside the chicken, we've had this case numerous times. If they're fully formed, they have a yolk and the egg white and the yolk. Even though it is attached by a bunch of gidim still. Hareze gemura, it's considered gemura. Umuter la'achla b'chalov. It's considered gemura that it's an egg. It's not considered basar, and it's mutter to eat it with cholov. It's not called a fleshig egg. Now, before this stage, there's also a shaila about Ever Minachai, that if it's very early on, then it's not gemuros, and it's a shaila of Ever Minachai. And nachmal, if there's blood in it, that's a different shaila. Because even if it's fully formed, if there's blood in it, that's blood from the chicken before the chick forms. But that's a different point. But is it fleshig or not? Is that it depends if the inside is fully formed. If it's not fully formed, then it's considered part of the chicken, and then I guess there's a stage where it's not even menachai, and then it's also to go ahead and cook it in milk. But if it only has the the yolk, also levashel and becholov, it's also im ochlam bifnei atzva muter lechol acharehen gvina or cholov. However, we're not machmir. We'll see in the next siman or two. We're not machmir. I'm waiting 6 hours. It's even though it's a fleshig egg. I guess zil basar taima right, Shineim, there's tam, there isn't so much tam, so therefore the Chaver Haskins that it's mutter. Also, the Gra points out it's also basar oif b'cholov, which is also derabanan, nachmal the derabanan. So it also knocks everything the chumrios down. So you have to be makbeh by eggs. Avav hama'ushan, smoked. If you smoke meat and milk together, v'hamavushal b'chamei tveria, or you mavashal it in chamei tveria. You have a hot spring and you put in a pot or something, or you in a vat and you stick it inside. Ein loikin alav, because that's not called derech bishul. That's not a proper bishul. Again, this touches upon what I mentioned in the beginning. There's a machlokes about do we say the gdarim, there's a machlokes pri chodosh and the pri megadim, or do we say that the gdarim of bishul abas b'chol is the same as the gdarim of bishul b'Shabbos? We do know that the chamei tveria is a shayla b'Shabbos. They say it's not a kli, it's not an actual kli rishon. It's not in lokin alav, but it still creates a din ister bas b'chalav. Chopanim, it's but I think it's the Rabbanon. I think it's the Rabbanon. Like with the source over here is also from the Darim, from Hilchos Darim about whether it's Golashim Deyadam or whatever. Now, taking it out of here is what about is there Bishop Basar B'Cholov by microwave? or I saw brought down a question about induction or any of these other types of odd types of cooking, todos chama, whatever. And this, you see from here, even though it's not. We don't, listen. Mavashal of eight with an aish and a fire underneath and a pot, whatever. That's deraisa. The rabbanan is akopanim. It's bolea from one to the other. Even if it's not mamash bishul, it still will be also, even if you use a microwave or induction or anything like that, it's still going to be problematic. Here also, if you cook basar in mecholov, which is a question. These are milks which are not full milk. The mecholov is sort of what we call whey. I don't look into actually which, but before in an earlier segment we saw there's three stages. There's the full milk, then they separate the cream from the whey, is what they call it. But there's a third thing is that they can separate it further and take out all the remnants of the siubi de chalva, it's called, like the remnants of the milk, and what's left is just plain water. Now, emphasis is, we saw in the earlier siman that that water is even a shita holds it's ever minachai. It's not even cholov. There's even a din of ever minachai on it. So therefore, we don't paskin like that. Kopanim, it's not. That's not considered cholov. So even the mei cholov, even the so it's a machlokes about what are we talking about, that cholov over here, or are we talking about the first separation? Because there's always bits of actual milk in there. So therefore, but it's still. It's still not. You're still not chayiv mishum basar b'cholov. It's not proper cholov. Oh, b'cholav mesa, or if it's after the cow dies, you milk whatever milk is left. You take out that milk. Or b'cholav zachar, or if you have a male that drips some milk or whatever. Oh, shabishul dam b'cholav potter, or dam is it's still aser, but it's not considered. It's not basar b'cholav, so it's those are all potter. Ve'ein leikin al achilasa b'shim basar b'cholav, and you don't get malchus for basar b'cholav in this situation. Hagav b'cholav zachar lo mikri cholov klal. So the Ramah Paskins, the cholov zachar, it's not just your potter, but it's not mikri cholov klal. V'im nafilos of kedera shal basar ena oiser. It doesn't even aser. Ramah is more makel. The Gemara says the makor is by machshirin that the cholov zachar is not machshir anything. It's not considered a liquid. Umei cholov oisrim cholov mesa umei cholov. But if you have cholov mesa or meichalav, then oisir meichal k'mo chalav atzma. If it falls into a meichal, you need shishim, and to cook it together, you shouldn't do it. It's also aser. It's a higher level. Yesh oimim the aser. Right, the also lachtos eish tachas k'der she'ovi chachav. You shouldn't, if you say a person's working in a restaurant, right, and they're cooking basar b'cholav, or this is even without that. It's you walk in and you shouldn't stoke, change the fire, or move the pot around, anything like that. Since they're not, their pots are obviously as cholav or basar. And therefore they might have mamashos in it. Blius. There's no bishul basar b'cholav on blius. Maybe isurim, but there's no bishul basar b'cholav on blius. But I guess the shot over here is that there might be bits, left over, and they don't makbid, they don't clean their pots. Especially fancy chefs, it's the whole thing. They just wipe out their pots. They don't actually clean it because it's called seasoned pots. So we'll get to that nothing ton of gum and everything like that. So therefore it's a chash there, right? So therefore you should be careful. If you have leftover dishwater from from your milchik sink and dishwater from your fleshik sink. So then you should not mix them together. Take the snei behema and then let the you want to save the water, so you want to let the behema drink the asurim bahana. Who then you want to use it to water your plants or to anything like that. It's going to be also bahana. Um, Shach points out it's if they're both hot. If they're both hot water and you mix them, the Shach, it test. You both hot water and you mix them, then you shouldn't. Then it becomes it's also bahana and you can't use it and you can't use it for anything. Water your plants, water your cool down your machinery, anything like that. You can't use it for. Oh, kosvu the klisha oisim b'mayim l'chfifus harosh. If you have a bottle, used to have a bowl or something they used to make shampoo. They use the ash from the akira, and it's very regular for basar chalav to mix into the ash and use that, and they use that for shampoo. So therefore, it's not going to be also bahana. This is not isser hana. You're be allowed to use the shampoo, but you're not allowed to go. You shouldn't use the bowl because the bowl then will have it will be kli basar b'cholav. Again, like the Shach asks, why can you use shampoo and soap? It has basar b'cholav in it.
Seems that's what he's talking about. He's not worried about this.
I don't know if it. Well, it seems even that the shiloh over here is not even this bishul. It seems like it's just. Once we're talking about kalim, they're talking about a kli that you make. They made shampoo, and it's often they took it from the oven, and there's basar b'cholav in. But the Shach points out that there's no isser hana by washing your hair. The soaps you use is not called hana because you're not getting hana from the megufa isser. That could be if you use straight basar b'cholav washer. I don't know, but you're not because you're using the afer. The afer is what's washing the hair. So if you have shampoo that says in it, we use me'achuz basar b'cholav. I don't know, whatever, and with fragrance and I don't know, whatever it is. So then there's no isser hana on that. Negilus ulisar right. L'chein yesh leser gam ken lishtamish min hakederos shel tanurim shebebeis hachoref. If you have in like some of the radiators or things like that, you have they used to use they used to put pots on them as well to cook or to warm things up. You shouldn't tell them since the basar chalav something in a kederos shemevashlim betanurim. Since sometimes the little splash basar chalav, you have to have a harchaka between the two. Obviously the same type of idea between these two things is having different counters and different things. Is maybe basar and chalav might splash on it. It's not chiyuv. It's not. We get into whatever. We get into that at a different point. But al kupanim. It's better to go. Okay, talking about hot stuff, whatever. So it's better to go ahead and to try to separate it. With the evid ein lachush kol zeh, you shouldn't be evid. Don't worry about it. I mean, of chachila ein ba el chumros ba'alma and make a lo hifsid. Person doesn't have to go ahead and be worried about it. But there's makom lahachmir. As our hakos from basar b'cholav. There seems to be always this room to separate it more, and it's not Yoreh, it's not, but again, these are just chumras ba'alma of chashashos that maybe there's some basar b'cholav or whatever, and therefore the person should be marchik from it.
What's the mitzvah for these kederos?
It was kederos that I guess they used to put it in like let's say a potbelly stove, a potbelly oven, whatever they used to heat the house with. Somebody else used to put pots in, and they didn't, and since it's there's fire in there, so you can use it for both because there's it burns. That's the reason the Mecharim say that's why it's mutter bets and because of basar b'cholav, because there's actual fire in there, it burns out and there's no residue inside the oven, but maybe on top you're putting stuff there, using the same spot, it's going to be it's going to be splashing over there, and you're going to get basar v'cholav. So therefore, you should avoid that if when possible. I mean, these are with the kederas. Again, the shach points out if it's metal, so then you don't have to even worry, because once you put the pots in the oven, then it gets there's libun. There's libun on the pot, and you don't have to be worried about anything. Zayin mevashel shlil b'chalav. If you cook the placenta or the afterbirth, I think it's a shadow which one it is, and chalav chayiv. You're also chayiv. That's mamish issa deraisa. V'chena ochlo, and also someone who eats is also deraisa v'hamavashel shilya or v'gidim and samos ikri karnayim v'tlafim harachim potter v'chena ochlo potter. But if you cooked I don't remember which one's which.
Is the amniotic sac.
That could be in the placenta, and the shalil is the placenta, I think. Or you cooked the hide. Now I don't think it's talking about if you cook cured leather. I don't know if there's any time in that, but I do think the room to me those are machmir. Don't cook your shoes with milk. V'gidim v'atzamos. And there's gidim v'atzamos, the ikri karnayim, or the horns, the telafim harachim, and the ikri karnayim is the filling inside. All horns have like a pulp inside, so that means the pulp inside, or if you have the soft hooves, potter potter, it's potter, but potter but aser. So it's not a issa deraisa, and there's no issa hana because these things are not edible and they're hard. But things which are so therefore it's potter. Ches.
The gelatin issue.
No. Gelatin is later on. Ches.
Why isn't gelatin flesh?
It's later on. Tzadi test. We're going to get into it later on. That it.
Why is there an issue here?
Why the issue? Right. It's not because it's yeah, but you're eating the bone itself or the marrow. You're not eating the gelatin. Is a byproduct. And gelatin is a byproduct, and therefore it's not even. There's meikar adin. There's what to be meikal on, but we'll get to that. It's discussion. Again, to nevelas and things. Ches yesh mishaoimed nisubi dechalba, that the remnants of chalav, pirish chalav hamitzmates bekipon hagvina, that a person makes cheese, so there's leftover bits of milk or whatever. Eina b'chal mechalav, they're not part of mechalav, or also minatayra, they're mamish chalav, and therefore it's also minatayra. El mechalav, but mechalav hainu she'oisim achar she'oisim hagvina. Vashlim hanisiyoy. What's mechalav is after you make the cheese, you cook the nisiyoy va'oichel tzaf, or heat it up, and oichel tzaf lamala, and all the rest of the oichel floats, and you skim it off. Lo nishar ba'elamayim ba'alma zeh nikra mechalav. That's actually mechalav, and like I pointed out that there's a shitul holds that the mechalav is ever min achai. But with the Chaber doesn't paskin like it. The Chaber does not paskin like that shita. So you see over here. What Whey is, what's called Whey, I'm not sure if it's the second stage or the third stage. You have to look at the mitzvah, look into the the production and say I don't know what they call Whey. I don't know, because if it's mamish the third thing, I don't even know if you should know them whether can you just eat it together with meat or whatever? I don't know. But Hakupanim, it says nidon here. I wouldn't, but that's what the discussion is. Test chalav hanimtza bekeba. If you have milk which is inside the fourth stomach, ain't chalav. That's the shecht. I'll just give a hakdama to the next three sishim, and then maybe we'll do that tomorrow. That the question we're going to see is about how to make cheese. Now, cheese is made with what's called rennet. Rennet comes from the lining of the calf's stomach, or other sheep or whatever goat's baby, a baby goat or kid or whatever, a calf's stomach after it nurses. So then it that the cava, the fourth stomach, coagulates the milk, and then it gets digested. So because there's an enzyme in the stomach lining called rennet, and the rennet goes into so there's the way that, let's say, the classic way to make cheese, which has been around for a very long time in all the different places, is they took the keba and they went ahead and they put milk in it, and then it turned into cheese. And then you put different flavors, whatever. That's there's different types of molds, and I don't know, and who knows what, and whatever, to ferment it more. But that's what firms up the makes cheese. Nowadays, we're going to get into about whether, how do you have kosher rennet or not, if it's coming from, what's basa, what's cholav, and whatever. But nowadays there's, I don't know each specific brand, but there's also artificial rennet and vegetable rennet. But I don't know if it's as good as to make the real aged cheeses and whatever. I think they have to use proper rennet. But okay, we'll see. This is the next three sifim. We will get into exactly how kosher cheese is made and stuff.
Good.